Well, hello, it's Michelle from michelledavey.com, and I'm here today with an answer to another question that has been submitted to my page. And I wanted to post it publicly because I suspect that there are quite a few other people that may be going through a similar thing. So I'm going to read you the question. So it says, I've been back and forth over whether to enter a jackpot in May. The deadline is fast approaching, but I recognize that something's holding me back. Is it that I don't feel ready or fast enough for it? Is it that the lack of support from my husband and fearing judgment from my in-laws? I'm so confused, LOL. I'd really like to go and enjoy myself without feeling this way. Okay, so is it any of those things? No. It's none of those things. I actually don't think it's any of those things. And I'm going to call a spade here and tell you that I think you don't want to go because it's more work to prepare to go than it is to not go, because you're going to have to choose you if you're going. And it's easier for you to not choose you and to look after everybody else and make sure everyone else is happy instead of making yourself happy. So you actually said in the last part of this question here, I would like to go and enjoy myself, but I can't because I'll feel this way. So I want to remind you that these people are not making you feel this way. You're adding meaning to how you feel. You're deciding that they're making you feel this way, but you're actually choosing to put meaning on how you're feeling about these things and making it that. So maybe what you're actually feeling is your own guilt from leaving home because you feel like you have a certain set of responsibilities when you are home, but the meaning you're putting on it is resentment from these other people. I don't know, I'm not saying that's how it is, but just an example of how we can add meaning to something. Something only means something if we put meaning to it, instead of just being like, oh, that's interesting, I feel this way. But we add meaning to it. So, but what I would encourage you to do to help you get the answer, instead of just me telling you, you should enter, leave those folks behind, forget about them, they actually don't even care, you're putting more meaning on it than you should, I'll give you a way that you can decide. So how would you feel? Imagine, close your eyes, take a deep breath. How would it feel to be there at this jackpot, no matter what the result is? Like whether you do good, bad, I'm sure it's divisional, so what's fast enough anyways, right? Like, it just think of you being there around the people. How is it going to be? Okay, I already know you feel like you're going to enjoy yourself because you want to go and enjoy yourself, so you feel like that's going to happen. Now imagine everyone else at this jackpot, but you're at home. How does that feel? If it feels elated and like really good to be at home, then that's probably what you should do. And sometimes I'll feel that way if I consider going to an event and it feels better to me to stay home. I trust my gut. And sure shit, that'll be the jackpot that it rains or 7 people fall off because their horse is tricked or something. So there are times where it is more fun to stay at home. There have been times where I thought about going and it rained and it was yucky, and I thought about going and it seemed really light and felt really good, and I went, but it ended up raining and being really crappy. But I still trusted that that was the best place for me to be at that time, and I rolled with it. I didn't tell myself that my instincts were wrong. I just rolled with it at the time. But anyways, I would say all of those things, all of the excuses that you have listed of why you shouldn't go, they're just excuses, and they're kind of cop-outs for you choosing you. So you need to choose what's best for you and put one foot in front of the other and prepare for it. You're worth it. You can do it. Go and have fun. But if when you think about staying home and that's super awesome, follow that too, and that'll be super fun too. So just trust your gut of where you need to be, and don't add meaning to things like just for shits and giggles. I know you're not, but that's what we do, is we just add meaning to things when they don't even have meaning. The ego likes to do that, right? Oh, they think I'm just wasting money going to this jackpot, or they think this, or they think that. We don't know that. We're just making that stuff up. We don't even know that. And maybe you're saying right now, oh yeah, they said that one time. Well, maybe they did. Maybe they are thinking this, but who the heck cares? Because you need to look after yourself and fill your own cup, right? And do what blows your hair straight back and do what makes your soul feel good and what, stokes that fire within you. If I will say I know the type of person very well that just likes to kind of, blow in the wind and not set goals because it's easier not to. As soon as we set a goal, we have to commit to something and we need to get out there and do the work. We need to ride. So it's easier not to commit. But it feels really good to commit to something and actually go and achieve those goals. And well, even if we're not achieving the goals, but even just the goal is getting there, it still feels better to have something in our sights to work towards and take the steps that we need to get there. It still feels way better, even though we might come in tired at night because we rode it. We couldn't get out to ride until 9:30 at night. But we did it, and it felt good when we went to bed that we accomplished that instead of, blowing in the wind and not actually deciding on something and committing to it. So one way or another, commit. Commit to doing nothing or commit to entering and do the work that it takes you. And either way, you're gonna choose what feels good to you, but make a choice. So doing nothing is also a choice, right? You're not choosing anything is a choice. But so choose something and stick with it. Hopefully it's been helpful. And if you guys have any questions that come up, do feel free to send them. I'm happy to answer them. It works well for me because it adds content to the page. It works well for those listening because your questions are questions that someone else has, and we can help others too. So if you're the kind of person that wants to help others, go ahead and share this or share it privately, publicly, tag a friend, whatever you need to do to help get this message out to other people. Thank you.